Alright guys, today we're doing some Kestrel testing on the Doom skill nodes. I tried out a couple different things here today. You'll see on the first node and the second node, I'm going to run this team here with Red Guardian, Night Nurse, Zemo, Taskmaster, and then Kestrel. Honestly, really clean, really easy. The fight was super simple. Not that it's typically hard anyways, but Kestrel's a 3 red, 3 yellow G15. Not all of her T4s are done. I don't have the T4 in her alt yet. T4 in the passive, special, and basic. But she holds up really, really well at 3 yellows. I think people probably want to know how she does at 3 yellow stars going into this. She makes a huge difference already. Very clean one shot on this node, and then another very clean one shot on the second node. A probably misplayed final node against Doom, but still a super, super clean 2-shot. Depending on what your roster looks like, this might be really feasible. This might change who you decide to invest in too. I don't know that Night Nurse is 100% certainly needed now. Taskmaster as well. I think some of these people are interchangeable. After looking at some of the reworks, some of my first considerations were, where do you fit in Fury? And do you take Fury? Do you bring in Black Widow? So do you need the Zemo Taskmaster combo now? I don't know. If you used Hawkeye, Widow, Fury, Kestrel, Zemo, you probably have enough control to run it that way too. So I think this opens up a lot on the skill node for your options. I don't know what the best skill team is yet. This is my first time running this, was today. If you have suggestions or you have something you think works better, leave some comments down in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you're running. Want to hear, if you got really, really close to a one-shot on the last node, that would be awesome. Getting that to a one-shot would be really ideal. I think it's definitely possible. My Kestrel is still pretty weak. So, I think maybe at 5 yellows or 7 yellows, there's probably a really good chance that, you're capable of walking through these with quick one-shots, which would be really nice. So, this is the first node. This is pretty easy. Nothing crazy going on here. Just how you would typically play it for the most part. I was a little concerned that rotations would be off because of killing too fast. And Kestrel does do work. Like, she made this look super simple. I was like texting the whole time while I was doing this. And it was really, really easy. So the second node is where I was a little concerned. I actually left this same team going into the second node, and that's where I thought I might run into some issues for not having all the control. Switch the view here so I could record it without all the other setups. You guys see the time here. But this node is where I was a little more, hesitant to not bring in a Proxima. To get, we would normally do a turn rewind on X23. So this one I wasn't as sure, but honestly, it was super, super clean. Normally this node is a bit harder for a clean one shot. Sometimes RNG can get you here, and it really didn't, which was awesome. You'll see I played it pretty much the same way that I would always play this node. The blinds didn't hit Rhino in the beginning, which is always, nice, but you'll see how quick Taskmaster gets just murdered. Get the usual ult for the ability block on Taskmaster. Use this special here for all the D downs and the big damage. I just wanted D down on as many people as possible to make sure I was getting the attacks, but you'll see right there, Taskmaster's already gone. And that's huge. I did just change my Taskmaster to an L5 Striker, so that probably helps a little bit. I am running L4 Striker on Kestrel for these first 2 nodes. I will tell you I did change her to Raider for the last node, and I actually think I'm going to keep her on Raider just for extra marking, and I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to leave her on Raider for a little bit. and see how that goes. But you'll see the rest of this is super clean. Really no issues at all, which is kind of crazy. You know, a lot of the times you're healing and it gets a little funny. But go ahead and watch the end of this. I'm going to skip over to the end here in the last video, and I did change some things up, so we can talk about those over there. So I did change my team up going into this last node, and I will tell you, having the Zemo Proxima combo is probably necessary here. I did try it without Proxima first and running Night Nurse, and it wasn't good. I mean, you can get through it, but the problem is if you don't strip the immunity on Ebony without Proxima and Zemo, then you run into issues of not being able to get all the effects on them that you want. So I did actually try this with Night Nurse and not Proxima, the same team I was running prior. It didn't go as well. I switched over to this team. Honestly, I don't even know that I played this right. I probably didn't, but it was easy. It was easy, and it was a misplay, and it was still a clean 2-shot. So I'll take clean 2 shots on this node all day long, because this one, you know, is typically a problem, or at least is, you know, a little more of a pain than everything else. So you'll see here, Ma goes down. You don't have to worry as much about controlling the Doom bots as you normally would. You know, because you wouldn't want them to ult. Kestrel can help alleviate that ult. So I'm pretty sure you'll see here, Doom. So I go ahead and I use a special here. You'll see Doom actually uses his ult. We'll go back over. I'm thinking what I'm doing here. Go over, get a stun, get rid of Cyclops. And it's pretty clean. You know, no one's really getting beat up too bad. Go ahead and I try to kill Doom before he gets his ult off. I'm actually not able to do it. I get really close. If Kestrel's at like maybe even 4 stars or 5 stars, I probably could have killed Doom right here before he gets his ult off. And that would have been awesome. You know, that would have saved me a lot of time. So that's a really big difference maker, is just the star level. So I'm here, I'm really trying to get him down. He's super close, and it doesn't happen. But you know, at the end of the day, I think 1 more star even, and you're probably there. So maybe at a 4 star, you can down him. I get over here and I want to make sure I control the Doom bots. I don't want his special to just go off and nuke the team. I'm feeling super confident at this point that I'm gonna whittle this down, get rid of Doom. I've got 2 minutes and 44 seconds left, and then, you know, I'll come back in with the cleanup with Night Nurse and you know, just blast through the rest of this. So super clean 2-shot. It would have been way better if I could have killed Doom, you know, before he got that ult off. I might have been able to do it if I had used that Taskmaster stun. But you know, we're just coming in here and messing around with Kestrel at 3 red, you know, 3 yellow, not max T4, L4 Raider. this felt super smooth. So this really is, for the last few months of messing around with skill and tech and how painful it's been to get it done. This really alleviates a lot of pain. I know I've wasted a ton of skill, gear, and probably some tech gear too, and bad decisions that I wish I hadn't made. And now those are kind of taken care of. Kestrel's gonna handle all of that for us, so that's really nice. One character you got to build, get up to T15. She's definitely worth it. She's 3/3 right now, 3 red, 3 yellow, and she's just crushing. So awesome character. Definitely advise investing in her. Well worth it.